Culinary Alchemy. A friend of mine asked me to make her a strawberry Grand Marnier trifle cake, so I thought I'd kill two birds with one stone and demo it at the same time. First, find yourself an 11 by 17 inch sheet tray, lightly coat it with nonstick spray and line it with a sheet of parchment paper. Then set it aside and preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Next, take 6 eggs and separate the whites and the yolks. Place your 6 yolks in the electric mixer fitted with the whisk attachment along with 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1 cup of granulated sugar. Set your mixer to high speed and beat until light and fluffy for about 2 minutes. When your egg sugar mixture is light and fluffy, turn your mixer down to medium speed and gradually add 1/4 cup of hot water. Turn the motor off and scrape down the sides of the bowl. Then turn the mixer back onto high speed and beat until the mixture is very thick for about 2 to 3 more minutes. When the mixture is nice and thick, remove your bowl from the mixer and fold in 1 cup of sifted all-purpose flour along with 4 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter. You want to fold them in gently but thoroughly. Once they're completely incorporated, transfer them to a large bowl and reserve. In a clean bowl of the electric mixer still fitted with your whisk attachment, take your reserved 6 egg whites and beat them on high speed until they're frothy, which takes about 30 seconds. Once your whites are frothy, add 1/2 cup of granulated sugar and continue to beat on high speed until they form stiff peaks, which will take about another 1 to 1.5 minutes. When your whites are nice and stiff, fold them gently again but thoroughly into your egg yolk mixture. I like to do this in 2 additions. When folding, I like to use an under-overhand motion while gently rotating the bowl. So once you've got your ingredients nice and incorporated, you're going to turn the batter into your prepared pan. Gently smooth the batter in your pan to cover the entire pan. You want to do this gently so that you don't deflate the batter. Place your sheet tray in your 350 degree oven and bake the cake until it's golden brown and springy to the touch, which takes about 20 minutes. This is the cake portion of the trifle, which is composed of 3 components, and it's called a vanilla genoise. And now for the strawberry layer. You're going to need 3 pints of fresh strawberries, which you've hulled. I like to use a little hulling tool, and hulling is just sticking it into the base of the strawberry and taking out that little center core. And then you're going to place them in a food processor. If you don't have a huller, you can use a small paring knife to remove that core, and that works pretty well too. Once you have all your strawberries hulled, place them in your food processor along with 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar and pulse them until they're coarsely chopped. Then set them aside. When your cake is golden and springy to the touch, remove it to a cooling rack and let it cool completely. And now for the Zabayon layer. You want to take a bowl and put 8 egg yolks in it, along with an 1/8 teaspoon of fine salt and 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, and whisk them till they're smooth. Once they're smooth, add a 1/4 cup of Grand Marnier or other orange liqueur such as triple sec and a 1/2 cup of fresh squeezed orange juice, and whisk them again until they're completely mixed. Once you've got them mixed, place them on a pot of boiling water and whisk constantly for 3 to 5 minutes until the mixture is very thick. Important point I forgot to make is that you want to make sure that the water is just boiling, not at a rolling boil, otherwise your Zabayon could break. And when it's thick, this is what it should look like. Once it's thick, immediately plunge it into a water bath and continue to whisk for about 3 to 5 minutes until it's really cool. Water bath is made up of just water with some ice cubes in it. When your Zabayon is cool, fold in 1 cup of heavy cream which you've whipped to soft peaks, and fold it in gently but thoroughly. Once it's completely folded in, put it in the refrigerator until later. And finally, we're ready to assemble our trifle cake. First, you'll need a 9 by 13 inch pan. I'm using a disposable one because I'm sending mine off to a friend, but any pan will do. Okay, once you have your pan, you want to flip your cake, your cooled cake, onto a cutting board. And then you want to remove the parchment paper from the top of the cake. Once you have that removed, you need to slice your cake in half so that each layer will fit into your cake pan. And then slice each half in half horizontally. This is the tricky part. You need to keep your knife as level as possible and just go slowly across the middle of the cake to create 2 layers. And I like to use a serrated knife because that seems to go through the cake as easily. Once you have your layers, you're going to just set them aside for a moment, and you're going to take some of your strawberry puree mixture, about 2/3 of a cup, 2/3 of a cup for each layer. You're going to put that in the bottom of your pan to begin, and then you're going to spread it evenly in the bottom. And once you have it spread, you're going to put a generous cup of Zabayon over the strawberries. You can also shake them around if you want to spread them about because they're pretty loose. Once you have them spread in the bottom of the pan, take 1 cup of Zabayon and place it on top of the strawberry mixture. And spread that gently on top of the mixture. It's okay if a little bit of the strawberry mixes into the trifle into the strawberries, because that's what trifle is. It's just a mixture of Zabayon and fruit and layers of cake. When you have your Zabayon evenly spread over your strawberries, take 1 of your layers of cake and place it carefully on top of your mixture. And then repeat the layering process until you finish with strawberries and finally Zabayon. So you'll end up with 4 cake layers and 5 layers of strawberries and Zabayon. When the layers are all complete, I like to finish mine with a garnish of thinly sliced strawberries. Rich, fruity, heavenly. I hope you enjoy making this trifle dessert for your friends and family as much as I have for my friends.